What you are looking at right now is the brand new Flow-Trix shirt of the week. This is done by Justin Loring. I don't know if you can see this. I really wanted to do a Battle Cat video for this one too, but I just ran out of time. So this is brand new. This is for spinners. As you can see, it has a ton of different props on the shirt. You've got poi, tonfa, staff, hoop, nunchucks, dragon staff. I mean, this thing's awesome. It's going to be in the Flow-Trix store starting tonight. So be sure to check it out if you want this awesome Mighty shirt. Our beginner move is variations on the figure eight. Once you get the figure eight down, which most people can do, I would assume most of you guys can do a figure eight. It's basically you're creating a circle behind you, and then every time it hits 12 o'clock, you create a circle in front of you. So we hit 12 o'clock, and we slash it to the other side, get to 12 o'clock, slash it to the other side. Now, what I want to show you is variations that you can do just to move your body to give it a better uniqueness, a variety. One thing that I've noticed is a lot of times when someone gets a technique down, they just leave it at that, but that's just where it begins. Once you nail the technique, you got to figure out how many different variations that you can put into it to make it awesome. So we're going to start with, I'm going to hold in my right hand, and we're going to do a figure eight, cross my body this direction, like so. Remember, every time it's at 12 o'clock, we're going to cross over to the other side of the body. Stand back here. Now we're going to work on making a very tight figure eight now by our hip. So we're doing the exact same figure eight. We're going to tighten up the circle a little bit so I don't move my arms so much in big loops. We're going to tighten it up and we're going to pull it by the hip like this. Now we're going to be very careful on this one. We're also going to put it by our neck. So we're going to do a figure eight. Make sure you do this very slowly at first. Very slowly and very casually. We're going to kind of put it by our neck. It almost looks like I'm choking myself here. Like this. The trick to this move is if it's not going straight, you're going to bonk yourself in the head, which is why I say do it very slowly. But the trick is, once it gets behind you, you can put a downward and upward lift to get it to spin straight. See how my hand just moves up and down like so? It's because it's up and down lifts that will allow you to get control behind your back. So, we're going to do the figure eight here. Then we're going to pull it up towards the shoulder and we're going to do a figure eight by the shoulder. If you keep hitting yourself, try giving it more of an up and down pull while you're doing it. So we can do a figure eight by our shoulder, and we can do it by our hip. Now give this some time, work on this for a while if you don't have that yet. Shoulder, hip. And what I want you to do is see if you can move between your shoulder and your hip. Now, you may be wondering, well, how do I get my shoulder in the way? Because sometimes you might be used to getting your figure eights here, and you have to turn your body sideways. Your arm is essentially going sideways from where your body is standing. You get it? So if you're turning to face it, you can't possibly do a figure eight and turn into this. You have to face here while you're spinning here, this direction. So facing the camera, I'm spinning this left of me, and I'm going to do a figure eight to the top. And as soon as I cross over to the front, I'm going to pull it down, and I'm going to do it down by my waist. So up and down. And all I want you to do is focusing on pulling it up by the shoulder and down by the shoulder. Be careful of your elbows too. This one's not always the best for your elbows because you have to be kind of careful. This is a very careful move. While you're doing your figure eights, where your arm placement is going to make a huge difference. For instance, if my arm's here, it's going to look different than if it's here. Do you notice as my elbow interacts, it all of a sudden makes this look a lot more fantastic. So that's what I want you to do, is figure out how you can integrate your elbow into it. Even move your hand a little bit like so. Once you get the move down, start playing around with your elbow. And then the last thing we're going to do is as we're doing the figure eight by the shoulder, we're actually going to try to pin it. So as we're doing our figure eight, my hand's actually going to pin across a little bit past the elbow by the tricep, and our whole arm is going to guide it like this. Now the reason why I chose here is because it's really hard to smack your elbow because the chain is going to actually be gliding off it. So even if you hit yourself, it's usually not too bad. If you have it back here, you have more chances of hurting yourself a little bit more. So what we're going to do is take it across the top. And it's the same thing above and below. We're going to do the exact same thing, but this time we're basically holding it and locking it as we're doing our figure eight. We're holding it and locking it in the figure eight. The nice thing about this is now you have more than just a figure eight. You have figure eight. You have a figure eight that glides from up to down. And then you can also pull your elbow into it. And back. Pretty cool, huh? That is all I want you to work on. We have worked on this motion too. You can add all that in, but that's more of an intermediate move. But just keep in mind, if you do know that motion, you can pull it over into here, and all we're doing are figure eights. Really simple move, adds on a lot of really nice variety. You're having a bad day, and you really want to hit a bag, but you don't have one. Kick your chucks. Here's how you can kick your chucks. We're going to be spinning it with our right hand. We're going to be going counterclockwise like so. We're going to hold up an invisible, an invisible wall, you can say. All we're going to do is we're going to push our hand past this invisible wall, and we're going to let the chucks fall where the balancing point is. You guys remember where the balancing point is? That's where it stays steady. We're going to aim for the balancing point on the top of the back of our hand. Like this. Once you do this, all you have to do is kick below the balancing point with your foot. And grab it. Here. Kick. Now if you do a side kick, you have to kick below the balancing point. Like this. Boom. If you do a front kick, you can kick it more closer to the balancing point. The reason why you got to kick it below is because there's so much force. If you kicked it by the balancing point, it just shoots straight sideways. If you do a front kick, you can go a little bit below it, a little bit higher. It's really fun. You can spread your fingers out if you need more surface area. Here, side kick, boom. And it flies away.
Alright, trick for the day. Wrist roll to neck trace. To do this, you need to learn neck traces. Simply just take your chuck, tuck it behind your neck. Same thing as going side to side, your side to side right here. Just try to get it clean, bring it up towards your head. You can do each side, one side over the other, and bring it around. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to do a wrist roll. Bring that wrist roll over to a neck trace. It's a nice little transition to turn around and actually face the other side of the crowd or whatever have you. Real good way to turn around. So, basically wrist roll in front. You're going to have your chuck right here. Bring it around, up, big circle, and then right back around. So we'll do it again. Front chuck roll, bring it up, around the neck, and you can throw another wrist roll right there to complete it. It's a nice simple syncopated. You can just do it over and over if you want. Just bam, hold up. Ooh. Let's try this again. Voila.
Zach, one of the admins, also an admin for the Flow Tricks Challenges on Facebook. If you haven't checked it out, please do. It would be awesome. The move combo I'll show you here is going to be a horizontal wheel to a horizontal wheel to a vertical wheel. You can virtually do pretty much whatever you wanted to after you end it with the vertical wheel. So let's get started. Do it one more time.